And with the financial, the credit union got one, and it now is, I think Mario had said, institutional.
It's GC now.
GC now.
The credit union is off the institution.
But, so at one time, the whole parcel was GC?
I believe it was GI, yeah, it was GC one time, right?
So the whole thing was GC, and that's why this back portion was subdivided. And so my concern is if it go into GR2 there, is that on that whole Ballantyne Street, there is no multifamily homes, and the developer, the proposed process up there, wants to put in 5 $250,000 houses that he calls affordable housing, multiple family, either rental or for purchase. And I understand people want to make a living, I get that, but we're concerned, there is enough crazy traffic on Brushy Creek right there at the Ballantyne, you can barely pull in anyway. I mean, I'd rather see a lawyer's office or a doctor's office with much less traffic than the multifamily that 250,000 doesn't sound like affordable housing to me. And the way the topographical study is of that land, I'd be shocked if you could get 5 houses and meet code compliance. I read through the code compliance there, and so I'm concerned that you guys are going to change that from their commercial to multiple family housing GR2. Now I know mine is GR2. I'd love to get it R10 and do all of them in there, but that would take us all to do that. Is there a time limit?
30 seconds.
Okay. I'm just sharing with you, and then the second aspect. If it goes commercial, I'm gonna get part of mine, the corner lot that I own in Brushy Creek, and have it possibly gone to commercial. And if you're already switching over, I'm just concerned that the value of the property is gonna be limited, and that's my biggest challenge there.
Okay, thank you.
I didn't know the time.
Tom McCabe.
I'm Thomas McCabe. I'm a member of the Board of Directors of Foothills Playhouse. We closed our 2022 season this past Sunday to a full house, and we had a fantastic run of Christmas at Dingle Dell. We are now, our next show will be February 10th to the 19th. We will be opening our season with The Sound of Music, and tickets are already selling fast. Also, our board met last month. We elected new officers for the next 2 years, and I'd like to congratulate Sam Norris as the incoming president.
Bob Vetter.
Mayor and council, want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Councilman Moore kind of took the air out of my sail. I was going to compliment the Dream Center as well. I attended the supper and fundraiser they had, and it was amazing the stories that was given. And their motto of giving a hand up instead of a hand out just speaks volumes. And the organization that Jim and Chris and that group is put together, I'm proud that it's in Easley. I think we all should be. Thank you.
Thank you.
Lee Awesome.
Hey folks, thanks for having me again. I come here to talk to you because I've already been in touch with Scott at the State Municipal Insurance Risk Fund, which does the insurance here for Easley, and I have a statement prepared. I'm here tonight in front of you folks because I'm sad. I'm sad and embarrassed for the citizens of Easley that they have such poor quality leadership to believe that they can pass an unconstitutional ordinance. We know it's unconstitutional because the courts have told us it's unconstitutional in the recent decision of Price v. Garland, which is in the DC Court of Appeals for District of Columbia. Okay? They explicitly state that the public forum analysis doesn't apply to recording. They also tell us that a ban against recording public officials in the course of their public duties is unreasonable. Okay? It goes against any legal thinking on the subject of the right to free press, the constitutional intent of which is to watch over our government officials and bring that information to disseminate it to the public. The ordinance then goes on to say that if asked to leave and you don't, you'll be trespassed, which makes absolutely no sense, as the state case Hannibal versus State says that the trespassing statute does not apply to public property in South Carolina. I'm up here simply as a courtesy to you folks, because it's not a if you will comply, but when you will comply. Because make no mistake, you will comply with the law, just like every municipality before you and every municipality after you. Okay? Thank you.
Upstate News.
Yeah, that's something else, man. I'll pass my time to you. I'm a little pissed off right now, I can't say. That's car accident.
I don't have nothing prepared to say instead of this young man, but I will let it know that if the ordinance does pass tonight, I'm only in town for a couple of days, but before I leave, there will be a notice of intent to sue dropped down the city here, okay? And you can look forward to about 10 more of them within a 3-month time period. And I'll be happy to instruct other people how to file a pro se indigent lawsuit. So even the poorest of the poor can sue easily and get a little bit of money. If you guys want to give out free money for Christmas, we're all for it. Thank you.
Item 8 is unfinished business. This is second readings. A is ordinance number 2022-28 to annex 1.58 acres of real property located on Bakersfield Highway at Glenwood Road. Do I hear a motion?
Motion, bring it to the table, please, sir.
Second. Okay. Any questions about that? I'll turn it over to Mr. Hawker and let him.
Mayor, the zoning is gonna be R10, it's located at Bakersfield Highway. It's 1.58 acres, as you had said. It was approved by the planning commission and council approved last month, first reading. We're looking for second reading tonight.
Any questions?
Call the question.
Okay, we have a call for a question. All in favor of this ordinance, raise your right hand. Any opposed? Item B is ordinance number 2022-29 to rezone 1.07 acres of real property located at 223 Glenwood Road. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to bring to the floor, Mayor.
Second. Okay.
Mr. Mayor and council, again, this is second reading. First reading approved last month, planning commission approved on 10/17/22. This general commercial 2R10. It's there at Olive and Glenwood, right there at the 5-way stop sign right there at Station 2 Fire Department.
Any questions?
Call for the question.
Call for the question. All in favor of this ordinance, raise your right hand. Any opposed? Item C, ordinance number 2022-30 to update section 133.03 of the city of Easley Code of Ordinances. I hear a motion.
Motion, bring it to the table, please.
Second. Okay.
Mr. Mayor, if you would, I'd allow our attorney to speak on this one, please.
Yes, sir. Mr. Mayor, this ordinance replaces the prior ordinance. It would, interference with a police officer contained essentially one provision. It provided no penalty. The police department has asked that we amend this. It does provide, fully spell out what interference means and the penalty, which is $500 and/or 30 days. Thank you.
And this also covers every employee in the city, correct?
Yes, sir. Any enforcement employee, not just police officers, but fire, code enforcement,
Building official.
building officials. Yes, sir.
Any questions for the attorney?
Call for the question.
Call for the question. All in favor of this ordinance, raise your right hand. Any opposed? Item D, ordinance number 2022-31 to update the city code of ordinance, section 116. This is regarding garage sales. Do I hear a motion?
Yes, sir, motion.
Motion,
Second.
second. Okay.
Mr. Mayor, we've been talking about this for several months now. Come to you last month for the first reading and it was approved. This would do away with the $3 permit that citizens are having to come to City Hall to call and get it, you know, during the week to have a yard sale on Saturday. The ordinance will stay in place with the exception of the $3 fee and permit. So all we're doing is doing away with the fee and the permit. There'll still be a limit on how many you can have. So if the neighbor calls and says the next door neighbor's done had 7, we can look into it. And then we did put a fine at the tail end of the ordinance. So it's to help the citizens out. There's no need in having to come to City Hall and get a $3 permit to have a yard sale. So looking for second reading tonight.
Call for the question.
Now call for the question. All in favor of this ordinance, raise your right hand. Any opposed? None opposed. Ordinance number 2022-32 to amend the fiscal year 22-23 City of Easley operating budget to accept a grant in the amount of $50,000 plus from Pickens County Transportation Committee. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.